Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing apple rhubarb chutney. I'm so excited. It is going out of this canning book, which I will have linked down below along with the other canning books that I like to use. This one I've been using a lot lately because it, besides a section for pickles and a section for tomatoes, it is sauces, jams, jellies, preserves, chutneys, condiments. It has all that types of stuff, and that is something that I'm really trying to focus on right now before the garden gets done, when I'm going to be focusing pretty much solely on canning up the garden. Right now I'm working on stocking my pantry full of condiments and side dish type stuff. Anything that doesn't require garden products in order to make, essentially. Although you could, of course, have your own apples and rhubarb and stuff. But for those that don't know what a chutney is, to me personally, this is my own personal opinion, I use it almost as like a small side dish. So you could think of it as like a cranberry sauce. It's not cranberry sauce, but like how you would use cranberry sauce is kind of how we use chutney. And then second day we use it with whatever leftover meat we had cooked the previous night. We use the chutney as the condiment on the sandwich for the leftovers. So you can use it that way. This one I think is going to be a little sweeter, so you could probably also just use it as a jam if you wanted to go that route. But I am so excited to have it on my shelf, and I'm so excited to try because I've never tried this recipe. So I hope you stick around, and let's get started on canning this delicious apple rhubarb chutney. What I have down in my pot right now is 4 cups of apples that have been peeled, cored, and chopped. And while I chopped them, I went ahead and juiced 1 lemon and zested it as well. So I tossed them in as I was chopping so that none of them turned brown. Not that it really matters, but now we already have our 1 lemon juiced and zested that it calls for in the recipe, and then our 4 cups of apples. So to that we are adding 2 cups of chopped rhubarb, and I tried to make the pieces similar in size because I just think, I don't know, I like it that way. And so to this, we are going to be adding 4 cups of sugar, half a cup of water, okay, so now this is going to go on the stove, medium-high heat, and we are going to stir it constantly until it comes up to a rolling boil. And then we'll reduce the heat down to a gentle boil and let it do a gentle boil for 15 minutes while continuing to stir it. And I'll bring you back when we add more ingredients. Okay, so this went for its 15 minutes. Everything smells great. So now we're adding the last of our ingredients, which is a half a cup of dried cranberries, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. So we'll get all that in there. And then we're going to put it back onto a gentle boil, continue stirring, and we're just going to keep doing this until it mounds on a spoon. The recipe says that'll be about 15 more minutes, so we shall see. And then I'll bring you back for us to can it up. I already have my half-pint jars, the little 8-ounce jars, in my canner warming up, and so those will be ready when this is ready. And oh my goodness, that smells phenomenal. The camera does not do this justice. It is gorgeous and it smells amazing. So you can see it is thickened up very nicely. According to the canning book, it's supposed to make about 4 half pints, so we shall see if we get that many. Okay, so we have our 4-ounce jars. Get yourself a ladle, and we are doing to a 1/2 inch of headspace. And this looks so yummy. close. Okay. So then you want to wipe the rim of your jar. These are brand new, so they should not have any nicks. I'd be highly upset if they did. Lid and ring, fingertip tight. And then these are going to go into the canner, water bath canner, for 10 minutes. So you bring it up to a rolling boil with the lid on, then start your timer for 10 minutes. And then after the 10 minutes, turn the heat off and let them sit in the canner for an additional 5 before we take them out. And that is for my altitude. If you're at higher altitudes, you may have to do it for a different amount of time. So just make sure you check your altitude before using the times that I say. So I will bring you back. All right, so have everything in the canner, and I realized I didn't give you guys a taste test. This again was me scraping the sides of the bowl or the pan in order to get a taste test. So I ended up getting 4 half pints and 1 1/4 pint. So they are heating up in the canner right now. If this tastes as good as it smells, I may have to make another batch. That is so good. So, hold on. First off, wow. Wow. Second, it is sweet. It really gives, because it uses the cinnamon and nutmeg, which are the only spices that I use in my apple butter. So to me, it reminds me of the apple butter taste, obviously, because it has apples in it. But then you get the pop of sour and tart from the cranberries, and then you have the rhubarb in there, a little bit of lemon. That's really, really good. I can see myself, because I know I'll get asked, how would you use it? With chutneys in general, for me personally, I like, there's that on my shirt. I like to use it, use chutneys with meat day of, kind of like you would use cranberry sauce with turkey or ham, like you just eat it with it. That's how I use chutneys with chicken, ham, and like roast pork butt. So good. But I also like to use them as condiments. So say I make a pork roast, my savory pork roast. The next day, I'll make sandwiches with it and use the leftover apple chutney that I make, which I just found a recipe that's so close to it. I'm going to tweak the recipe a little bit and bring you along for that as well. So stay tuned for that. But I'll use the chutney leftovers as like my mayonnaise or your lettuce and tomato or whatever, and make a sandwich. So that's how I'm going to use this. This would be so good with ham because of the sweetness. It would be good as a glaze for pork chops or to eat with pork chops. Pork in general, it's going to be really good. And chicken. I don't think I would pair it with beef, but the apples in it, I would definitely pair it with pork and chicken. I think, and you could eat that with a spoon. That would also be really good just on like a piece of biscuit. Not gonna lie. I'm really glad I made it. So, I'm probably gonna make another batch of that because it only made a small amount. So I'll probably do that again, but I will bring you back when we are getting these out of the canner. And, well, you know what? I already told you how many it is. So, I'll go ahead and end this video now. Like I said, they go into the water bath canner for 10 minutes, and then you let them rest in the canner with the heat off for an additional 5, and then just let them, sit on your counter for the 12 to 24 hours before you start washing them and checking the seals and stuff. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you try it out for yourself. I told you after doing my strawberry rhubarb jam that I was feeling a little crazy with the rhubarb because it's so good. So I'm sure I'll have another recipe with it before I finish out. I still have 8 more stalks. So who knows what I'll be creating in the kitchen later today. So until next time, thanks for watching, guys.